episode. Gas Network presents Sports for the Culture.
I'm here with the family.
Bryce, XXV, Double I,
Rome,
D-Malo,
Gruff Lion.
T-Buggy, man.
Just the greatest sports show on the planet. La Familia. Hope y'all ready for a ride.
Can't wait to hear what you guys got to say.
Welcome. I guess we live, baby. I ain't hear the intro. I don't know what's going on, but I'm your host for tonight, T Boogie, and this is Gas Presents Sports for the Culture. So before we jump into the show, as usual, let's introduce my guys, man. I'm gonna start top left. Introduce yourself.
What up, man? Scruff Lion, Good Air Sports. You know what time it is, Tuesday. We got some good stuff to talk about, man. Some teams undefeated, some teams getting defeated, and some very questionable trade activity going on across fantasy football. So let's talk about it.
All right. Definitely some interesting trades situations happening. Bottom left.
you know who it is, man. Your boy Young Rome 22 on all socials. Lots to get into today, man. Some big blowouts in college and the NFL. Unfortunately, my Commanders were part of the losing end of one of those blowouts, man. So it was a rough weekend for me.
Just keep that left hand up, baby. Things will get better. Top right.
At Bryce, XXV, Double I, a.k.a. Mr. Big Leaguer, a.k.a. the Good Mister. Hey, 3-0 in the Gas League. I told y'all last week I'm coming for the chip. I had to dispose of Coach Coleman's Commanders over the weekend, so we got them out the way. On to the next victim on the march to the championship. All right.
Okay.
It's very early. These dudes are poking their chest out very early in the fantasy season. Scruff had a lot to say after week one.
Hey, in the Gas League, my team go crazy. That's all I know. I got Devontae Adams and AJ Brown, bro.
Scrub, I'm letting you know when you see me, you getting punished. All right, I'm putting everybody on notice, bro. My team in the Gas League. I don't know how y'all let me get away with this.
Team this week,
bro.
Yeah, I got the highest scoring team for the season. I don't know how y'all let me get away with this robbery. All right.
I mean, you snuck past me, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, T, I didn't say. Hold on, T. We gotta address this, man, because you suddenly threw that out last episode. I didn't sneak past you, T. I whooped you. I was the number one scorer in the league that week. You was like number 3 or 4, bro. But look, my point is, T, it didn't matter who I played in the entire league. I would have beat everybody. That's just happened to be the victim.
That's cool. You played your best week ever. I told you that. We'll bump heads again. Man.
Pause. All right. Hopefully, if you're lucky, it'll be in the championship. All right. You're over here talking crazy. I don't know what's gotten into you, but if you're lucky, it'll be in the chip. Right?
Hey, Club 1 and 2 out there on the bottom. I see y'all holding it down for the clubhouse.
I took
long season, bro.
Rare L. It is a long season. But let's get into the first topic of the night, man. Who shamed the state of Colorado more, man? who brought more disgrace to the mountains, the Rocky Mountains? Was it Deion or Sean Payton, man? Was it the Broncos or the Buffaloes? Jump in, man. Jump ball, man. Somebody take this away. Who brought that shame this week?
It's tough, man. It's tough because when you really are examining shame, you got to take it from a few different angles, right? And one of the main angles is expectation, right? I want to say Sean Payton, but my expectation for Sean Payton was already so low, man. I feel like he already showed himself to me this season. But Deion, on the other hand, had my man Scruff digging into his bank account, dropping bread on the parlays. You know what I'm saying? My man was posting them joints in the group chat, feeling good. He was feeling real good, boy. And Scruff wasn't the only one, all right? I can only imagine how well these sports books made out over the weekend from my dear community who decided to hop on the Colorado Buffalo bandwagon and let their dollars speak for that. Raise your hand if you lost money on Colorado this weekend. It's going to be a lot of hands going up right now. All right. Luckily, I only bet $3 and try to turn it into a nice, pretty penny. But for that, I got to go with Colorado, man, only because of the hype, right? And I feel like it was to the point where, like, if they won, that hype train was only getting bigger and bigger. Just imagine if they won right now. We would be talking about Dion like a god, right? And if Sean Payton would have won that game, I still wouldn't have gave a damn. Okay, and they just been a 1-2 football team. I wouldn't have cared. Or maybe they would have been. Yeah, they still haven't
Not
won.
even 1-2.
Yeah, so I still wouldn't have gave a damn. And that's the only reason I'm gonna go with the Buffaloes, man. Just the higher expectations bring about a little bit more shame. All right, but this is not to excuse Sean Payton's pathetic coaching performance. Completely pathetic. They should be embarrassed. But I just feel like the Buffs didn't live up to the hype right there, man.
Yeah, that's a rough one, man. Rough one. I hear you on the expectations, man, but I think if you're a Broncos fan, I think you probably had some expectations not to lose by 60, 50, 60, whatever it was. Ron, how you leaning on this?
Man, the most embarrassing loss has got to be the Denver Broncos, bro. Like I hear Bryce on the expectations, and I understand that if it would have went the other way for both teams, we would have been praising Coach Prime and not really talking about Sean Payton winning, one game. But to talk the way that Sean Payton was talking before the season started, to start the season 0-3, and then to get literally the highest points ever in the history of the game. You got Mike McDaniel in the press conference talking about why he turned down the kick, basically to give mercy. So this is a grown man league, professional league, and you got the other coach talking about he's giving you a mercy rule. This is all time embarrassing. 70-20 is some shit I've only seen on Madden. Like I've never seen that in my life. Y'all seen that in the NFL game? Somebody gets 70 hung on them. That's crazy, bro. Their backups came in and they kept scoring. The Broncos left their starters in. Like the Dolphins treated it like a preseason game and had their backups playing half the game, and the Broncos still couldn't stop nothing, bro. So that was one of the most all-time embarrassing performances I've ever seen. It didn't look like it looked like Patrick Surtain was the only person even running around on the defense. Nobody else was even trying. And honestly, if Sean Payton didn't have all this resume and all this history to stand on, he probably would be up out of here, bro. Like they're literally already probably on a hot seat. A lot of them coaches is on thin ice, I'm sure. And how do you come to work the next day? How do you even go over that film? Like they should all be flat out embarrassed, bro. Like that was one of the worst sports performances you'll see at the professional level in your lifetime.
Whew, some really critical words, man. Worst of in your lifetime. I don't know. I've seen a lot of bad L's, but it did reek of a team giving up on the coach, man. Sean Payton
in the third week, giving up in the third week.
Yeah, I mean, but maybe they played a team that's going to win a Super Bowl. Maybe they ran into a buzzsaw. Scrap, what you think?
I think the Colorado, the Broncos loss is worse, and I'll explain why. Because when it comes to the Coach Prime shit, and Colorado, I was already kind of like hoping, but hoping that they would do well. But obviously, they lost a big time player. Somebody that plays on both sides for them, two-way starter versus blue chip program. So they was always already up against a lot. With the Broncos, man, it comes down to this. You got an ass whooping of historical proportions. You know what I'm saying? They've been playing NFL football games since the early 1900s, and they've never scored this high, bro. So, for you to get that hung on you, it doesn't matter what you did, how many Super Bowls you won, or one Super Bowl that you did win. It doesn't matter anymore, and so all that's out the window. When you do that, you're automatically now remembered on the wrong side of history. So anytime we talk about 70 points, that's the record. Next time that's going to happen. That's an all-time record, bro. Really, everyone should be fired.
Yeah,
Burn the house,
bro.
But that's not how business works, because they've already invested money into Russell Wilson. In reality, and I said this last year, Russell Wilson was done last year. I seen it last year. He was done. And then they sold people the same shit this year, that he was gonna be back. Oh yeah, he's gonna be all right. We're gonna get him with a good coach. We're gonna scheme it up. Oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? Turns out the coach done too. So now you got two guys, they both done, and now they out here trying to throw each other under the bus.
I mean, if Russ scored 20, man, if the defense holds them to 19, it's a different narrative.
So this is the thing.
Defense holds with 19. Damn, bro. It's 2023 NFL, bro. And your defense holds somebody 19. That means you got top 3 defense in the league. All right. Damn, you want the defense holding to 19? Tyreek Hill to 19?
I'm just making the point that Russ can't make a tackle. All right.
That's a fair point because Russ has looked better in the Sean Payton offense, but it hasn't amounted to anything yet.
No, Russ can't make a tackle, but he could tackle out 3/4 of your salary cap, and that'll make it hard for the defense to make tackles.
That's a good point, man. It's a good point. There's not a lot of dudes on that roster. I think some of those guys are overrated. I think some of those receivers are. I don't think they even have a number 2. I'm not high on Judy, Sutton. That's a tough spot to be in, man.
Bama's loved Judy before this season. All right, now nobody likes Judy. Nobody likes Sutton. It ain't Judy and Sutton.
It ain't them, man. It ain't them.
It's not them. Yeah, Sutton's played well, to be honest.
You got Marlon Mims taking kicks to the house, catching. Come on, bro. It ain't them. The problem is Sean Payton thought he was the smartest guy in the room. He thought he was the smartest guy in the league. That's the problem. And it turns out he's just another coach that was gifted a generational quarterback and that made him look better. And honestly, bro, we keeping it a buck. I mean, shit. Sean Payton got a Super Bowl. You know, he got the Hurricane Katrina Super Bowl, as I like to refer to it as, because, I mean, come on, who was going to lose that Super Bowl after Hurricane Katrina? You know what I'm saying? They was really playing for the city in that Super Bowl. But what do you do outside of that, bro? They ain't go to no other Super Bowls. They didn't go to any other the closest they ever went after that was what? Losing that Stephon Diggs game?
They should have won that game.
Man, shoulda, coulda, woulda, man. I don't want to hear that shit. They lost, man, because Stephon Diggs did them dirt. All right,
I think what happened was
much after that.
What happened with Sean Payton, man, was when he went to Fox. When he went to Fox and he was talking trash on the thing, and everybody was hyping up what he used to do with the Saints, he started feeling himself, and that's when he started thinking he was the smartest person in the room.
You know, the Soldier Boy was like, Drake, that's how I feel about Sean Payton. Sean Payton? You mean the same Sean Payton that signed Taysom Hill to an $80 million contract? That's the genius? Hey, come on, bro. No, you're not fooling me with that tomfoolery, all right? I can see through that bullshit, man. And that's the biggest problem with Sean Payton is he's one of them guys where he got everybody tricked, man. He got everybody tricked and thinking he's some genius. But, you know, when you really start looking at it, when you really start looking at some of the moves, Sean Payton been a nut, bruh. Taysom Hill, $70 million, whatever you gave that man. That shit never made sense. But that's Sean Payton for you, bro.
Rough out here, man. What have you done for me lately? The Sean Payton win this week. They got the Bears.
Damn, that might be the worst. That might be the matchup of the 2 worst teams in the NFL.
They're on the road, and it is crazy because the Bears can't score or move the ball for shit, and the Broncos just let up 70. So, I mean, that's a hard game to call.
Justin Fields going to put up 30 on them boys, man. You're going to have 125 rushing yards. Hey, I'm taking all the Justin Fields props this weekend.
Maybe,
Justin
but also
Fields going to end Sean Payton's career.
The Bears have looked equally as incompetent offensively, bro.
Yeah, man. They've looked worse offensively. What did Justin Fields have last year or last week? Like 100 passing yards, maybe 50 rushing yards? Like, they were lucky to get first downs, bro.
Yeah, the fans turned on the quarterback. Quarterback turned on the coach.
But the Bears situation is interesting too, man, because it's like, you know, I'm a red zone guy, so I'm always tuning into that. And it's like, bro, they just can't get right. Even when Justin Fields throws a good pass, Claypool drops it, or, you know what I'm saying, somebody drops it. It's like, it's just like one of them situations where they just haven't been able to put it together. And I also feel like, bro, I'm not quite ready to sell my stock on Justin Fields just yet. You know what I'm saying? I know it's been a rough start to the season, but I could see Justin Fields turning around in the blink of an eye, honestly.
In Chicago, with all this happening and all this going around, you think he's going to turn it around in Chicago?
Well, that's the toughest thing, man. We still don't know what's going on with that coach they got over there. It's a
Like
whole bunch of
Chicago is a hot mess, bro, and I'm not talking about the city. Like the coach is mid. They got people getting arrested. Didn't their facility get broken into?
I heard about that.
Justin Fields is being too honest in the media, blaming it on coaching, which it is the coaching, but it's
But
also
that one was also. I don't know if y'all watched that full clip. I feel like Fields got rope a dope by the media on that one. If you really
but
play the
that
clip back, I see what he was
no,
trying to say. He wasn't
I
really
saw
trying to
the whole interview. He wasn't saying like, "Oh, my coaching is trash." He's saying my organization is in such a uproar half the time that my coaching changes. And I had one coach telling me one thing, now another coach telling me another thing. I go out there and I'm thinking too much. But
Yeah.
as the quarterback, you can't be that honest in the media because they're gonna get you every time, bruh. So me personally, because like you, I believe in Justin Fields. I don't believe in him in Chicago though. He's got to get up out of there.
Well,
They don't
Rome, I
know what
didn't
they're
go that
doing.
far. I didn't go that far to say I believe in Justin Fields. All right, I'm not selling all my stock yet. It's like my Amazon stock, and it's getting rocky for Amazon. I'm holding on to my stock. You feel me? I still got a little stock in Justin Fields, but I've sold a good amount. I sold a good amount of this.
Yeah, it's not even about that. Justin Fields is a great player. He's a great talent, but he's not being utilized properly. The organization doesn't really, and traditionally hasn't really given them much to work with. They who knows who the fuck kind of plays they calling in over there? Who's their coach? Who's their coordinator? You know what I'm saying? Do they have anybody competent over there besides around Justin Fields? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they building the system around him? Like, are they
Dude,
doing what
the
it
the
takes?
question, Scruff, is do they even want him? Because keep in mind, this is a whole nother coaching regime that did not draft him. The people that drafted him are already gone. So this
Yeah,
is a
but
classic
it's the
sign
same GM.
of an organization drafting a quarterback high and not doing the right things to build him up.
So you think they would just hold on to him until next season?
I don't know
I think
what Chicago is gonna do.
I think it's gonna be interesting. I mean, we'll see how it plays out either way, ultimately by their losses. But I think there's gonna be a lot of quarterbacks on the move next summer because you know what I'm saying Kyler Murray might be on the move. Justin Fields could be on the move.
If Russell Wilson can't beat Justin Fields, bruh, this is the toilet bowl already.
Russell Wilson. Here's the difference. I'll say this. I got the Bears in between the two matchup, the Doo Doo Bowl. I got the Bears in the Doo Doo Bowl. Just because like Justin Fields will be playing in the NFL next season. I can't say the same for Russell Wilson.
Russell, Justin Fields, who knows? I can't imagine anyone's going to come calling for him. But okay, so I guess it's split. I think the Broncos win that game. But does Coach Prime win his next game?
Who they play?
No. USC. No.
USC.
No, that's gonna be it. Hey, but one thing I'll say though,
USC,
unlike Oregon,
their defense not that good.
Yeah, unlike Oregon, USC doesn't have like them that crazy fast defense. Oregon defense was looking crazy out there, boy. Colorado just couldn't compete. This will be a little more of a quarterback duel, I think, than the Oregon game was. But I still got Caleb Williams. To me, Caleb Williams is the best quarterback prospect I think I've ever seen, bro. Like y'all know, I study the draft every year. I can't remember ever seeing a quarterback as good as Caleb Williams in college, bro. Like the closest I could get is when I was first watching Andrew Luck, and I thought he was going to be the next, But bro, this guy Caleb Williams, bro, he's looking like the next GOAT. I ain't gonna lie. And who knows if it translates to the league, but oh man, I don't see Deion beating that, bro.
Didn't Caleb Williams go to Gonzaga?
He did,
Yeah.
bro. He did.
Oh, it's interesting. From the St. John's guys. A lot of love. I respect
Yeah, that is our arch rival right there. But I got to give credit where credit is due. And in fact, there's another player on Penn State who was probably another top 5 draft pick. Is going to be in the same draft. Last name is Afanu, I believe is how you pronounce it. Left tackle, bro. If y'all haven't watched Penn State, next time you turn on the Penn State game, peep that left tackle, bro. They're going to have Gonzaga's going to get 2 top 5 picks in the same draft, which is pretty impressive for a high school.
Nah, it's definitely, WCAC strongest conference in the country, at least in basketball. It's looking like football too now. With that being said, man, so no one thinks Coach Prime can beat USC. We've given up on the Buffaloes. The ride's over.
I
Nah,
ain't
T,
giving up on them.
not at all. Don't spin
I
it.
ain't giving up on them. I mean, I think Coach Prime. I'm still riding with him on the point spread.
Y'all just riding with them sentimentally at this point. Y'all don't believe they gonna get no more W's. Y'all seen enough now. And you know what?
Bruh, I think
At
he
the beginning
already
of,
had a W. We didn't expect him to have we weren't expecting him
no,
to
no, no,
be
no,
an
no.
undefeated
Wait.
team.
Hold up, bro. Because you were the one that made sure to bring up the tape that we talked about
Yeah.
last week, right? In the beginning of the season, I had said when they first time I said I thought he was gonna get 3 to 4 wins. T stood strong even through it all, and last week still stuck behind the 3 or 4 wins. When I kind of backed down, it was like maybe they get 6. But it's looking like those original predictions maybe closer than we might have realized, because they were doing all that before getting in the Pac-10 play, and that's really what matters, bro. That Pac-10 play.
Yeah, I always thought it was going to be about 3 to 4 wins, and I thought that they were kind of overachieving when they got them first 3. So I think they're still in a good spot. I don't think it really changes much if they lose to USC like most people expect and lost to Oregon. I like T shaking his head like this somehow puts a big chink in the armor of Dion. Maybe T was listening to too many halftime speeches from
No,
Oregon.
no, this is crazy. This is crazy. Just 1 week ago, Deion worship was at an all-time high. He had 10 Heisman candidates. He had the best-selling sunglasses in the country.
They're still top 3 selling in the country.
Now all of a sudden it's let's take it slow and
Hey, Rome was sold last week too.
Nobody said
Rome talking
nothing about
being,
taking it slow.
hey, Rome, let's not fake, bro. You was definitely sold on Dion. You thought they
I'm
had
not.
a
I'm
shot.
not. I'm not unsold. Whoa, y'all are bugging. Go back and watch the tape. I never said nothing about beating Oregon. I put zero money down on the spread or none of that. Like I'm all in on Coach Prime though and what he's doing in Colorado, but I never expected him to beat Oregon or USC this coming week. I know I know when the L's are coming for this team,
I think they could
but
have what's
I ain't
like
jumping ship.
considered. I think they would have what's considered a pretty good year in college football, which would be like 6-7 wins, maybe if they're lucky.
Man, I'm reverting back to my original prediction. T, I'm with you. 3 to 4 wins, bro. They not. Hey, look, man, it ain't as easy as it looks, bro.
They
Hey,
already
you
got
know
2,
what?
right?
Yeah, they
Already
got
got
2,
three.
but yo, think
They
about
got 3 already.
they got 3.
Ain't they 3-1? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like 3 or 4
Well,
wins really
they
was
beat
spot
They
on.
beat Colorado State and TCU, right? They got another one outside of that.
Here, I'm gonna pull it up.
they TCU, Colorado State, and they got 3. I can't remember who the other team was.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I definitely don't remember the other one.
That's what I'm saying. 3 or 4 wins was spot on, bro.
But let's think about it like this, bro. The real problem with Colorado, they do have a great quarterback, right? I give them that. But how many times have we seen these great quarterbacks end up being great quarterbacks in the league emerge from colleges that didn't really do shit? I mean, Pat Mahomes went to Texas Tech. You think they were in the college football playoff when he was there? Hell nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's part of the problem. That's part of the problem right now for Colorado. They really only got one guy they're trying to put it on his back, man. And hopefully they get a line next year on both sides of the ball, because that offensive line, man, they not holding up for Shador, bro. That offensive line looking real HBC, real HBCU-ish. I'm just saying,
Man, look.
You funny as hell. But nah, but I mean that's the thing.
Terrible.
That's
terrible.
but it's the real shit though, bro. Like real talk, you can't build a strong line in a year. You get on either side, offense or defense. And that's why they can't stop the run either, because they don't got no defensive line. Their O line's not that good. Them trenches, bro, that you gotta build them joints.
And they got the gauntlet right now, bro. USC, Arizona State, Stanford, UCLA, Oregon State, Arizona, Washington State, Utah. God damn, bro. That's a gauntlet right there, bro. Like, for a team with no O-line.
That's tough, yeah.
No O-line, no Travis Hunter. And I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I thought those receivers were NFL guys, and maybe they are, but not next year. they ain't coming out this year. Like when we put them next to guys we know are going pro, it looked totally different. I ain't see no separation. I ain't see no swag. Like
Xavier Dawson. He still showed up. That's his last name, right? Xavier, I think it's Dawson. He still showed me he's that dude. But the other ones, I was hype off Jimmy Horn Jr. I didn't see much from him. What's the little running back name? Seemed like, I mean, he's only a freshman, so he's gonna need some time to develop. But Dylan Edwards, I thought he was going. He didn't break nothing. You know what I mean? It was rough, bro.
Before we move on, I just want to say I told you that Coach Prime, all of that filler, that nonsense he's talking, get you hype, get everybody on the bandwagon. I told you that's bulletin board material for everybody that they play. I want to see, is he going to talk the same way going into the USC game? Odds are probably not.
See, what exactly did Coach Prime say going into the Oregon game that was filler or extra trash talk, or you know what I'm saying? Like what did he say?
That wasn't
how did he disrespect them?
I didn't say it was disrespectful, but the way he carries himself, the way he motivates the team.
Like a confident black man? So that being a confident black man is giving them bulletin board material?
Don't do that, Rome. You heard what Oregon coach said. Oregon coach said, "We in this for wins, not clicks, bro." That's what it. That's
bro. How you bring a camera into your locker room, give a Hollywood speech, and say you in it for wins and not clicks, and now you getting the most clicks on the internet?
You know why, bro? Because the other team has their handles on the back of their jersey, bro. They got their @ names on their jersey, bro. Like, what you in it for if you got your Instagram name on the back of your jersey? What did you try? I think DM's probably going crazy, but I mean. What we in it for, bro? That's the only thing the coach is trying to point out, man.
He said
that was bro took his 15 minutes and ran with it, bro.
Nah, bro. But end of the day, yo, to T's point, bro, these coaches are trying to motivate their teams, bro. Like if your coach look at you and say, "Hey, we in this for wins, not clicks," you ready to run through a wall, bro. You like, yeah, you right, coach. Like we ain't in here for no bullshit.
So what you're telling me is Deion made the Oregon coach better. He gave them the extra motivation that they needed to go out there and run the score up. Because you can't motivate your team without being like, oh, this team is doing it for clicks. Look at them. Like you really needed all that juice to do that. Because it feels like to me,
like Deion is not hella bravado, bro. Like I don't want us to act like a lot of the Deion stuff isn't a little. Like I'm not saying it's not real. I'm not saying he's not real. He is real, but it's a little gimmicky, bro. Let's just keep it a buck,
bro. But he's always been that way. He came out and joined the league and had a music video, bro. So it's not gimmicky if that's really who he is.
No, I'm saying that's fine, bro. But like. You're giving bulletin board material, bro. Like it's fine that he's that way. I'm not mad at him for being that way. I'm just saying,
he's fine with all the smoke. But what I'm saying is these coaches are looking at Deion and how he acts, and they're getting all this extra rage, extra fuel. Like, oh, we got to be so mad and run through a wall instead of just is not just another game. Like y'all have way more talent than this other team. You know what I mean? Like it's not just another win. Like get your win and move on instead of bringing the camera into. How many Oregon speeches have we seen?
I think
is that the only halftime speech we've seen from Oregon?
It works both ways. You bring attention to the university that they never had, and they had the whole world like eating out the palm of their hand. But also now they have a target on their back, bro. That's what happens, bro.
I really wasn't mad at the Oregon coach after that speech. I was actually feeling my man's speech. I'm like, bro, like
it was a solid speech, bro, but don't be mistaken. Like the attention that Deion's getting, Oregon would love that attention. It's big news there. The whole college football world is there. They would love that attention.
But I think the coach's point is we probably deserve that attention more than Deion's team does. I think that's the issue.
That's why when he had his camera in his locker room, he made sure to get his Hollywood speech out to get some of that attention. Like that's what that was.
You know what he did? Unlike Deion, he backed that shit up, bro. He went out there, he talked that shit in the locker room with the camera on him, and they went out and mollywobbled him, bro.
And I'm gonna take it one step further. If I really think they could have hung 70, they could have scored 70 on them boys. Like it could have been two Denver teams that got 70 put on them. I feel like he took it easy on Deion in that second half, just knowing that you probably got to play him again. Like.
Well, it's like Deion said. It's like Deion said, bro. You better get him now, because this is the worst that Colorado is going to be. We all know that they're going to keep recruiting, and the team's only going to get better. So go ahead and get it out now while you can,
I'm not
because this is the worst they're going to be.
I'm not buying it. This is the worst they're going to be. I'm not buying that Dion can go out recruit these guys. Also, Dion helps my recruiting pitch because now we're on national TV. Regardless of where we're at in the league, we play Colorado, we got a national game. We're the talk of the town.
So again, Coach Prime makes it better for everyone. like now he's boosting recruits for other teams just by being Coach Prime and getting everybody on national TV.
I mean, look,
bro. Yeah, agreed. Like, hey, Rome, you trying to paint it like we don't rock with Coach Prime? I think everybody here rocks with Coach Prime and what he's doing. But like, end of the day, I can see the adverse effect to what Coach Prime is doing, and I can see how a coach who really has a good team, who's not getting no limelight for their team, that's top 5 in the nation, is looking like, why are y'all making so much noise about Colorado?
There's a ton of jealousy because coaches don't have the bravado that Coach Prime has. That's not a normal thing for a coach. So I understand that part. I understand coaches that, you know what I mean, are upset because Coach Prime can talk the trash that he talks and not get the smoke that they feel that they would get for it. But like based off what T said, all Coach Prime's doing is making college football better.
I mean, it was definitely entertaining while while the ride lasted. But like, don't think these other coaches think Dion can coach. I think that's part of this equation. I think these other coaches that have been doing it for a long time, that grinded their way up through the ranks, are looking at Dion like, bro, you're just a spectacle. Like, you're not X and O's. You are a used car salesman. I truly think that's how these coaches are looking at Dion. So when you see a coach come out there with the sunglasses, the quarterback's driving a Rolls Royce, like, I'm going in my locker room telling my team, look at these clowns.
Bro, a used car salesman, bro.
Reminds me
a used car salesman.
AOT, you made me just think of something, bro. It kind of what Dion's doing to college football, and I'm reaching a little bit, but it kind of reminds me of when a celebrity hops into boxing, or like how Jake Paul hopped into MMA. You know, right. I mean, how Jake Paul hopped into boxing, and how everybody loving Jake Paul as a boxer. You know, he knocked a few Bama's out. So it's
bro,
like,
that's crazy.
Is he really this nice at boxing? You know what I'm saying?
That's
it got
crazy,
people tricked a little bit. And I don't want to make a direct comparison, but like, yo, if there's another, let's say somebody else uses their celebrity, right, more than their coaching acumen to get into college football. You know what I'm saying? Let's say the next Dion is is closer to a celebrity than a football brain. You know what I'm saying? But he's able to get the same amount of recruits. Like, let's say Master P, like, yo, I'm next, yo. Or let's say, like,
bro,
let's just say somebody.
Wow.
I'm not saying it would be that person, but you see what I'm getting at, bro. Like, I can see this opening a can of worms to where it's like, so you're able to recruit more because of your celebrity than your football mind and acumen. And then, like, where does that take college football? And I think that might be another way some of these coaches are looking at it, bro. Like, where's
so this is my pushback on that. Like, so we got Doug Peterson, Frank Reich. There's a bunch of NFL head coaches that were backup quarterbacks. Nobody's. You didn't care about them at all when they played. Why is it that they can get a head coaching job, but because Dion's popular, he's held back? Also, what the hell happened to Scruff?
I was about to say, is that man smacked or is he frozen, bro? Yo, I thought he was just fried over there, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, Scruff fried, bro.
Yeah, that joke threw me all the way off. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Hey, yo.
Oh man.
That, bro. I'm happy you said that. I'm like, yo, Scruff over there.
Hey, dog. Bro.
Did he sleep? Did he fall asleep like that?
Bro, stuff, man.
Yo, but I don't know, bro. Like I said, though, I was reaching a little bit with that because I do respect Dion as a football person. You know what I'm saying? But I think T is on to something when he says, like, these coaches are looking at Dion like, yo, you can't even really coach, bro. And I can see I'm not saying he can't coach, but I can see how someone that really grinded through the ranks could look at it like that for sure.
No, they definitely are. I agree with that point too, but at the same time, I think it's just extra hate.
I like Rome. You don't think if Ocho Cinco hopped into like college coaching, bro? You know what I'm saying? You don't think he would be able to get hella recruits to come rock with him? Like a guy like that. It got to be a guy like. It got to be a name. It got to be somebody that like the young generation kind of has that respect for. Like you don't think if Pat McAfee hopped into one of these, went to all of a sudden was coaching at Wyoming, he couldn't get other them boys to come play for him. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, and maybe that's where we headed in college football to where because at the end of the day, college football is not about like crafting a team. Is more about being able to get names to come to you. You know what I'm saying? And recruits are going to come to you based off how much they like you, and that's really what it comes down to. So, like, if your name can already convince some of these recruits to like you, you're gonna have the upper hand. I think we're gonna see that from Deion, these next couple of years. But I'm excited to see it now, bro. I'm really excited to see it. I'm excited to see where college football goes. Like what larger impact Deion Sanders has on college football. Because I could see some names coming up in college football now that maybe aren't necessarily coaches right now or known for coaching, but just known as a name.
Honestly, Bryce, I think you hit it on the head the very first time we had this conversation last season. And I think Coach Prime really just want to coach his boys. I think that's really what it comes down to. I think once Shadir is like in position to be a top 5, top 3 pick, don't be surprised if that team that ends up picking him ends up adding Coach Prime in some capacity, bruh. I'm not saying my man's going to be a head coach in the NFL, but don't put it past him just riding it out with his boys.
That would be wild, bruh. That would be crazy. That would be lit.
That was actually my take. It was frowned upon at the time.
Oh, my bad, T. My bad. Maybe that was your take, but yeah. The as more time goes on, it does appear to be like that could be where it's headed.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, at this point, you couldn't be surprised with anything that he did. If that meant going to the SEC, or if that means leaving to go to the Bears because the Bears are drafting Shador, like nothing was surprising with this guy. I hope for the best. I hope he can find a way to pull off an upset and beat USC. I'm not crazy high on Shador, and I'm not crazy high on Caleb Williams. So,
Shador is nice, bro.
You're not crazy high on Caleb Williams?
I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why both. Shador seems to play well when everything's going right. That doesn't happen in the NFL. Messy pockets, the decisions faster. I think he needs more time. He's deadly accurate.
Didn't he lead like a game-winning touchdown drive the week before this?
Yeah, and then he just got blown out. So yeah.
But like the same way that Russ can't make a tackle, neither can Shador.
Well, Russ scored 20 points. How many Shador score?
All right.
I mean, I'm just trying to keep it honest. Caleb Williams has all the tools, bro. All the tools. Throw on the run. If he reminds me of Mahomes. He's got the moxie. He's got everything you want in a quarterback, but he runs around a little too much for me. And the NFL guys are fast, man. I need to see him more composed. So
I'm with you on that.
I ain't gonna hold you though. Being able to run around in the pocket is the number one skill. Literally the number one, in my opinion, bro. Outside of like obviously, going through progressions and shit is up there, reading defenses. But being able to have pocket presence, bro, is the number one skill that all the great quarterbacks right now, like the top 3-4 guys, have all mastered. When you're talking about Pat Mahomes, you're talking about Josh Allen, you're talking about Joe Burrow. These guys know how to maneuver in that pocket and buy time, extend plays, and that's how they really kill you, bro. And I've never seen anybody better at it than Caleb Williams.
Josh Allen's really good at it, bro. I was watching the All-22, bro. Like how you say moving in the pocket, Allen honestly is elite at moving in the pocket like that. But my thing with Caleb Williams, bro, is when I watch, I think he checks all the boxes for sure, like y'all are saying. But kind of to T's point, when you're that good and you're in college, the rest of the talent is just less than to you. So you can kind of get away with some of the bad habits that you probably shouldn't hold the ball that long in the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like you won't be able to maneuver. You're gonna need to get it out your hands a little bit quicker at that next level. So I'm always hesitant to get too hype on quarterbacks because when you are dominant in college, the adjustment to the NFL is kind of vast because you're playing much better talent.
I mean, I think he'll. Yeah, I agree, but I think he'll stick. I think he'll maybe get a Pro Bowl or two. I don't know if he'll be the greatest, but a lot of the quarterback situation comes down to where you're drafted, the coach,
Yeah.
the org, the talent around you. So you know, hopefully, gets drafted to a situation that takes care of him. But I don't want to spend too much time on Coach Prime. I tried to tell folks last week. They never want to hear it. They never want to listen to the guy. Let's move on, man. What we call this segment? Stick a fork in them, or let them keep cooking, man. Which of the 1-2, 0-3 NFL teams do you guys think are done, or just off to a slow start, and we'll see them around come winter?
I'll start it off, man. I gotta go with my Minnesota Vikings, man. They're 0-3 right now. Is a terrible spot to be in. I don't know if they turn this around to a playoff push, but I know that they can. Because if you look at the stat sheet, you look at my guy Kirk, you look at Justin Jefferson, they're doing all the right things to win. That defense is just kind of coming up short for them in the wrong moments, or the balls are just bouncing the wrong way currently for the Vikings. So I say let Kirk keep cooking, man. I think the Vikings will be all right come November, December.
Who do the Vikings have this week? The Panthers. That's a good one to get you going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they better hope Bryce Young plays, because without Bryce Young, the Panthers like a whole new team. Andy Dalton went out there threw for like 370, something crazy. Had them receivers looking like receivers again. If Bryce Young plays, I think they got an easy win. But if Andy Dalton's out there, watch out for the red rifle, man.
I mean, Dalton's been a Pro Bowl quarterback, man. One of those guys that I think he's a little bit slept on, a little underrated. Bryce, you got a team that you think is done, or let them cook a little longer?
Yeah. One team I would let cook just a little bit longer. I got to give it to my Jacksonville Jaguars, man. I don't think they're as bad as they've played to this point. I still think they win that AFC South. It's a weak division. With not a lot of teams that I could see running away with it. The winner of that division could probably win it with 9 wins. I think the Jaguars are still good enough to get in that 10-11 win range. I like what I've seen from ETN. I think Trevor Lawrence has come out a little slow, and once he starts clicking, really gets on that same page with Ridley, I think we could see the Jaguars kind of snap back into form by mid-season. So that's one team I'm not counting out just yet. I think the easy answer for this one would be the Bengals as a 1-2 team that can bounce back. So I didn't want to take the gimme, so I'm gonna go with the Jaguars.
Bengals won.
That's a good one, man. Because Jacksonville is definitely off to somewhat of a slow start. Because I expected a lot more out of them, but I think they'll turn it around too.
Yeah, I think that defense is just too good, man, to be this bad. I think that their weapons are too good to be Christian Kirk, Ridley, Zay Jones, like Evan Ingram, ETN. They're gonna figure it out. They're gonna figure it out. It's a matter of time. If they don't, though, that would be a pretty big indictment on Trevor Lawrence, man. And I really thought he was gonna take that leap this year. I heard even some people talking about before the season he would be in that MVP conversation. He hasn't looked the part quite yet, but it's still early, bro. And y'all know the NFL, man. I always tell y'all how I break it into quarters, right? 4 quarters of the season. Just because you fail in that first quarter of the season doesn't really mean you're done, bro. And we've seen that numerous times. Teams we count out slow starts and end up turning it around. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, two teams that I definitely think are done though. You can stick a fork in them. Both them teams in New York, man. I don't think either one of them are turning anything around. Daniel Jones, bruh, like he's a good quarterback, and I'm glad he got his money, but he's not. That Giants roster isn't as good as I feel like a lot of Giants fans thought it was this offseason. And he's not the type of quarterback to carry them anywhere. So they're not even there. They didn't even start cooking. They dropped the groceries at the door. And then the Jets are super done. Like
So
Zach
wait, you
Wilson
put
look.
you put in the Giants?
Yeah, I'm sticking a fork in the Giants, bro.
Oh
I'm not.
man.
I don't like what I've seen, bro. Like that Cardinals win, that second half against the Cardinals is all they can kind of hang their hat on, and I put that more of an indictment on the Cardinals than anything, bro, because it's actually hard to blow a 4 touchdown lead. Like you almost have to try to blow a 4 touchdown lead in one half. So I can't see the Giants really hanging around with any of the teams that are actually good, especially a team like the Eagles or the Cowboys with them defenses. But the Jets, man, like we were talking about the man Zach Wilson in the group chat, bruh, and I think he might need to hang it up. Like I feel like Justin Fields, if he leaves Chicago, he might have a chance at a career. Zach Wilson's NFL career is about done. Like he's flaming out and he's flaming out hard, bro. The fact that they even went after Rodgers, one, that tells you all they need to know about their second round pick or their second overall pick. And now that Rodgers is gone, it looks like Zach Wilson's just in his head. It looks like he's a QB who's never played QB. So I got a fork in the Jets.
Zach Wilson's another one of those super talented, run around and make plays guys. Can't do that at the next level. But
I'm scared to stick a fork in the Giants, man. They one of those teams to me that always kind of hangs around, and until they are like 1-5, you know what I'm saying? I think they're gonna have a shot to end up in that wild card conversation coming into the season. That's another defense that I think is good enough to last. They got enough weapons to last. It really comes down to Daniel Jones, but I've seen the Giants just hang around too many times, bro. So until they like 1-5, 1-6, I ain't gonna put a fork in them.
if the Giants manage to hang around, it's because of the overall conference, the division's ineptitude. It's because Washington either didn't live up to their potential. The Cowboys were just being the Cowboys. That's the only way the Giants stick around. That's another team that don't really have any dogs. Like you got Saquon and I guess you got Waller, but we haven't even seen much of Waller. I'm out on the Giants. I pretty much agree with everything you guys said. My team that I think isn't done, surprisingly, the Titans. I think
that's a strange pick.
That is a strange pick. DeAndre Hopkins is there. They're 1-2. Titans seem to play better late when they're running. You know what I'm saying? That grounded pound is more effective in them cold games. So I think the Titans will be around at the end.
I got a question for you then, T. Where are we at in Rome? You too, man, because I know this is your guy. Where are we at on the Chargers right now? Because they're sitting at 1-2, and it hasn't looked pretty thus far.
Look, man, I didn't bring them into this because they're fine. It hasn't looked pretty because Staley is a garbage coach going forward on fourth down. The Vikings probably should have won that game if we're honest. But
oh my gosh, what? If Osborne could just catch, they would have won. All right.
The problem with the Chargers is they have to overcome their coach. That team has talent. They just got to find a way to blow teams out so that the coaching can't get in the way.
Man, Justin Herbert is playing out of his mind right now. But he's up against my guy Jimmy G. I say all he does is win. He's 1-2 right now. So Jimmy needs to win another one to get 500. So I'm not out on either of those teams, but I'm not worried about the Chargers, man. When you got a quarterback that's in stride, like you'll find a way to win some games. But like
I think you can stick a fork in the loser of that game.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. 1-3.
The Chargers can't really afford to go 1-3 in that division.
They can't.
1-3.
I'm sticking a fork in whoever loses that one, man.
It's rough. I don't know. Because I think the Raiders could pull it off, but I'm forking the Chargers.
Because you're right. You're right about Garoppolo, T. Like that man just finds a way to pull games out, bro. Like he just sticks around, and then all of a sudden the Raiders got a dub.
He also will throw the ball to the opposite team at least once a game on purpose. It seems. It's a love-hate relationship with that most people. We got big games this week. Let's talk about some of the better teams. Browns Ravens. That's the first on the slate.
Ooh. Man, that is gonna be a good one, man. Deshaun Watson's getting his feet back up under him. The Ravens just took a tough L to the Colts. They need this one, man. They need this one.
The Browns have low key been a little bit of surprise, yo, because Deshaun Watson's not playing all that good, bro. I know y'all saw that throw. You man threw it to Ayoda, bro. That's might have been the worst pass I've ever seen in the history of the NFL. Your man threw it backwards and basically threw a fumble. Like, I don't know what he was thinking, man. One of the worst passes in the history of the NFL. Deshaun hasn't looked right this season, but somehow the Browns are winning games. Nick Chubb is out. Just brought on Kareem Hunt. Man, I don't know what to think about the Browns right now. That's one team I just don't know what to think about.
You know who is looking right on the Browns, though, Pause? Is Myles Garrett. That dude is having a year. I don't think it's getting talked about enough. The national media wants to hype up Michael Parsons. I feel like Myles Garrett is right there with Parsons, if not better. What are y'all thoughts on that, man? A lot of people hype Michael Parsons. We don't talk about him too much on this show, but I think Myles Garrett, T.J. Watt, both them dudes are right there.
Yeah, I think a couple of these
Nick Bosa
are really, really good, but I think Myles Garrett, I gotta put him above.
He's back. You up?
Yeah, I was in there the whole time.
Nah, boy, you ain't been here for a little minute.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you gonna laugh watching this one back, bro.
Was I gone or was I gone?
Both. Both.
All right, fair enough. I'm back now.
We thought you was asleep with your eyes open on some Major Pain shit, man.
Nah, my joint was frozen. I thought I was talking and nobody was hearing me.
Nah, not at all.
I was gonna say I keep cooking on the 49 on the Raiders, aka the 49ers of 2 years ago. With Devontae Adams, the dog. I'm still cooking on them. I'm cooking on the Texans. The Texans is cooking. Watch out for the Texans. Got the best air attack in the NFL right now, actually, low key. And then stick a fork in the Broncos, bro. Get them the fuck out of here, bro. They was done last year. They're actually burnt toast.
I do want to point out I was high on CJ Stroud. And
you were, and he's looking nice.
Nobody was higher than G.
No, G was high on CJ Stroud. You were high on Richardson.
No. I'm not talking about fantasy. That fantasy question was about year one. When everybody was trying to sell me Bryce Love, I said CJ Stroud was better. We got to go back and run that tape.
You always calling that man Bryce Love. You wanted Bryce Love to succeed so badly in the NFL.
You know why, bro? Every time I always run into Bryce Love name. Like when I be looking at records for track, I'm around a lot of kids, so I like to compare the times. So when I'm looking how far they're off the world records for like 9, 10, 11, 12, like Bryce Love holds all of those records. So I see his name all the time, but no, it's Bryce Young, man. Let me stop messing guy's name up, man. Let me show him some love and call him Young. I got you, Mr. Young. My fault.
Hey, shout out to Bryce Love, though. He was that dude at Stanford, man.
I did want
held him back
to succeed, though. You know what I'm saying? But he went to poverty org, and that was it for that. What about we got another big game, man. This could be some fireworks. Dolphins Bills.
Yeah, that's gonna be a great game, high scoring game. Give me the Dolphins though. I'm going with the Dolphins. Matter of fact, since my original Super Bowl pick rolled his ankle, I'm officially jumping on the Dolphins bandwagon for the Super Bowl.
Hey, bro, what kind of, bro? That's pathetic, bro.
You know, like
3 games in and you jumping ships.
Yeah, because the Jets is done. The Jets, matter of fact, I'm with Ron. Stick a fork in the Jets because they're not gonna really do shit because Aaron Rodgers went down. So, I think the Dolphins look good. So yeah, give me my money on the Dolphins. Dolphins ain't touching. I'm taking the Dolphins every week until they lose.
Picking the Dolphins to go to the Super Bowl after they drop 70 is the most bandwagon.
That's the worst bandwagon take of all time.
Hey, I'm a free agent right now. You know what I mean? My
Your man has no shame at all.
My pick is clearly null and void. I'm listening to potential suitors, and Tua and the Dolphins said we're here. We not coming no more. We here.
Bro, I really like Mike McDaniel's offense. Kyle Shanahan. See some of the same plays, same concepts with way more speed, video game stuff. But, bro, I can't really get behind the Dolphins because I don't know that Tua can make it through the season.
I think he good, bro. He been doing the jiu-jitsu and stuff.
Yo, honestly though, even if Tua doesn't make it through the season, they picked up Mike White, bruh. And I know the Broncos are down bad. We talked about that earlier, bruh. But Mike White and the Mike McDaniel's offense with all those weapons, bro. You don't need to be a top QB. Honestly, bro, if we want to have the discussion, is Tua all that great of a like talent wise, or is he just really accurate with a bunch of dogs all around him, bro? Like, I don't think that this Miami Dolphins offense necessarily needs a Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert type of quarterback to get where they need to go.
I mean, I think he's in the top tier quarterbacks. You try to say that he's not playing top tier because he has top tier talent around him. This
goes back to the convo we were having earlier, Scruff, about a QB and a wide receiver, bro. Like
you trying to, but that's what I'm saying. You trying to discount people for having help, and like I don't see it as a discount. I just think
having help. My man's got the two fastest receivers in the league. He's got a track team.
All right, bro. Last time I checked, who's throwing him the fucking ball, bro?
And what I'm saying to you is that
throwing the ball, or are they getting the ball themselves?
Is what I'm saying to you is that you could take Tua out, put Justin Fields in, and the results will be similar.
No. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I'm not kidding you.
Disrespectful as hell, bro. Justin Fields can't barely maneuver an offense.
Well, let's not forget, bro. They just scored. Hold on. Little perspective, bro. They scored 70 points and Tua threw for 200 yards. All right, so let's not act like Tua's fresh on 425 in a 70-point game. Like he had like 206 yards, bro. So I mean, that 70-point game
he's aired it out plenty.
They got weapons over there, and I
think
that was a good pull with Mike White, man, because Mike White has some skills.
Is Tua better than Jalen Hurts?
No.
I think he is. I ain't gonna lie.
I mean, it's debatable.
Where are you ranking Tua?
Once, right? He stole that man's job once.
Yeah, I mean,
where are you ranking Tua?
It's debatable.
I like Tua a lot, man. I'm team lefty all day, so I'm not even trying to rag on my guy. But
I mean, life's not solid down a list of rankings, bro. Like 7 can be the 3, like any based on the day, bro. Like a 7
based on the
could be the 3rd best quarterback, depending on if he had a bad day or not, bro. Like
depending on if he has Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, the list goes on,
bro. Basically, what I'm telling you is the difference between Josh Allen to Tua. To Jalen Hurts, to who would name
there's a
very small difference betwing them, bro.
The difference between Tua and Josh Allen is not small. And I don't even like Josh Allen,
bro. If Josh Allen was on the motherfucking Dolphins, he'd be going crazy too.
They would have scored like 140.
Nah, bro, that's not even the case, bro. Tua's doing just fine, and part of the reason they're doing great is because of Tua, bro. You think Mike White's gonna go in there and lead that team to anything? You're fooling yourself.
Is Tua better than Brock Purdy?
Absolutely,
bro. You said Brock Purdy was the next Tom Brady, man. Get out of here.
Yeah, but he's got to get there. He's still there, but I believe he's on a good
I feel like Brock Purdy and Tua are in the same tier.
Trade Pacheco for Zay Flowers.
Yo, I would do that.
Tua got one of the best deep balls in the league, bro. Tua got his deep ball accuracy this year has been bar none, bro. And it started towards the end of last season, so I got to give him big time credit for that, bro. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree.
Tua got arm talent. He can move in the pocket, bro. Tua is the reason he was a top draft pick, bro. He's lived up to it too, man.
Yeah, I'm not saying Tua is a bum in any stretch. Again, I'm team lefty all day.
He's no less than top 5, bro.
I'm just saying if we were doing tiers, bro, like there's a gap between Tua and a Josh Allen.
So face off this week. Is the winner the better quarterback?
No.
Mr. Big League likes when the quarterbacks match up head to head.
There's something to
I
that.
guess we'll find out. I guess we're about to find out.
And I still stand behind that, bro. When the quarterbacks match up head to head, right, and the teams are comparable, bro, I'm always gonna say whoever won that is the better quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
The Bills are comparable, though. Bills and Dolphins are
quarterbacks'
comparable.
records versus each other, bro. That shit is not no anomaly, bro. There is a reason behind all of that, bro. And that goes down to Burrow versus Mahomes. I'm not saying Burrow's better than Mahomes, but I'm saying he's the next closest thing in my opinion. Because if you look at his record versus Mahomes, he's the only winning quarterback versus Mahomes, bro.
Yeah, but he hasn't looked good this year, though.
Yeah, he hasn't looked good. He's dealing with the calf injury. Yeah. But I will say, man, in my opinion, those head-to-head quarterback matchups, especially when you're talking about two of the top teams, that's all that matters, bro. Who the better quarterback? And I'll say the same for coaching too. Those coaching matchups matter too. But give me Tua. Give me Tua in that matchup.
Okay.
Give me Tua, but I'm telling you, Tua in the top 5 right now in the quarterbacks in the league, and you can't tell me that he's not in the same tier as anybody else.
Tua my MVP right now. Tua my MVP right now.
You can't tell me there's any other quarterback that I'm gonna say there's about 5 quarterbacks that are in this category, but like you take me against these any guys, it's a toss up, bro. It's a coin flip who gonna win that game if it's down to the final drive between Tua and Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and all these other guys. You know what I'm saying? But he no less than top 5, bro. He really number 1. But Pat Mahomes has been doing that good, this season. So,
Pat Mahomes.
I guess
he snapped last week, but like I'm saying, the Dolphins have been putting numbers on the board every week. So, like I say, they're the best offense in the league this year. Clearly.
I mean, if Kadarius Toney would have remembered to pack his hands for the first game, I think the narrative on Pat is a little different.
He hasn't packed them at all. It's the whole season.
That's a fact. That's a fact, Ron. That's a fact.
Let me.
Hey, let's get to these fantasy questions though.
Yeah. Should you? What's that? Nicholas Hardy said trade Pacheco for Zay Flowers. No. I mean, it really depends on the makeup of your team, but
I would do it. I would do it.
No, I wouldn't trade. I wouldn't do that.
I'm keeping Flowers.
I'm not trading.
I would trade Pacheco for Flowers.
I'm not trading.
Nah, I wouldn't do that, bro. I watched Lamar, and I hated watching this because the only person I could fucking think about was T when I watched this. But I watched Lamar with a minute 6 seconds left, miss Zay Flowers on the easy slant route. Boy, I'm talking about the slant route that every quarterback has to hit, bro. And it was basically if they hit that slant route, the game is over. And Lamar Jackson threw that shit so far behind Zay Flowers. And is that very moment I realized, bro, as much as I love Zay Flowers, he is not the type of receiver you get to Lamar Jackson. You know why? That boy don't got no catch radius. Lamar need a receiver with some catch radius, man. He need a receiver that you throw it behind him, they're going to reach that long arm out and still scoop the ball, bro. The ball was behind Zay Flowers. He had no shot at it. And I was just like, bro, as much as I like Zay Flowers, I'm not trusting him this season to put up big-time numbers. There's a reason why Lamar Jackson is better throwing to bigger targets, man. And that's because he's better throwing to guys with big catch radiuses.
Maybe that's why I got Odell, too.
That's what I was thinking.
Odell can't stay healthy, though. I mean,
that's a cute way of saying he can't throw, but I hear you.
Yeah, that's what I heard too, right? That's kind of what I heard, right?
Listen, like I said, it pained me to watch it. It pained me to watch it.
That's not what I heard. I heard that the receiver and the quarterback are hand in hand, and you need a good receiver to go with a good quarterback. That's what Scott's been telling me all night. So maybe it's not Lamar's fault. Maybe he just needs a good receiver with a catch radius.
Or maybe Zay Flowers can't cook. Maybe he can't cook. Maybe he can't cook because Flowers, because Lamar's not that accurate.
I do like Alvin Kamara coming back on fire, bro. And reason being is because he's going to be fresh. He's had 3 games off. He should come in. He should come in hot. You got to like what you've seen from Tank Dell, though. I'd start Tank Dell over Flowers this week. But I do like Kamara coming in, and I do like the Saints in a must-win leaning on their best player over the last 4 or 5 seasons, right? I mean, ever since Thomas has been out, it's been all Kamara. I like them leaning on Kamara. I can see him having a big game, but I think the safest pick right there. The safest pick is still Tank Dell because I think him and CJ Stroud proven to have a nice little connection.
I mean,
I
I'll take
say
that.
start Alvin Kamara for sure. Like Bryce just said, he's going to be back. He's going to get a heavy workload. He's fresh. I'm pretty sure Derek Carr is going to miss this game, so it's going to be Jameis Winston. Winston and Kamara is going to be a nice little duo. I start both of them actually if you have them.
I mean, I think it's too early in the season. I think right now it's still early in the season. If you drafted Kamara before Dale and Flowers, you play him, right? Because you didn't draft him to sit him. Because even if you had other players break out, right, you didn't draft him to sit him. You'd be talking about trading them if that was the case. So I say play the guy you drafted and go from there. You know what I'm saying? But I do like Zay Flowers. He gets a lot of targets. He runs those slants, half PPR. You know, that should get him some points even if he doesn't get the big plays. I'm not a PPR guy myself, but half makes sense. So I go Kamara here.
I mean, you got to pick one person. I'll probably go Tank Dell. But yeah, I feel you. That's a toss up. I'll start both of them if you can.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
Dell's probably the safest bet, but Kamara's probably gonna go off, to be honest.
We got another big game, man. It's not really important to me, but I know it's important to you guys. Commanders in Philly.
That's not a big game.
For some, it's going to be a Super Bowl. I have a feeling that whatever fan base wins, they're going to celebrate like it's 1999, man. They're going to party.
Nah, we not partying after we beat the Commanders. It's just another day at the office.
Just another day at the office beating Sam Howell.
Okay. Yeah, nah, just another day at the office, bro. Let's talk about how you guys said that Sam Howell was the best quarterback in the NFC East through 2 weeks, and how slippery of a slope it is to be projecting based on two game sample size. You know what I'm saying? I was at the game.
First off, I never said he was the best in the NFC East. I've been a big supporter of Jalen Hurts, Scruff. Like, if we need to run the tape on that, we can run the tape. But I definitely don't think he's the worst quarterback in the NFC East. He did have what we'll classify
that was
as
the worst performance last week
as a growing pain for the young fifth
I'll tell you what, when he
QB.
threw that ball right into dude's hands from like 2 feet away, bro, the whole suite emptied at one time. They were like, "Oh, I'm done." I was like, "Yo, where y'all going?"
Hey, don't be shocked if the Commander shocked the world and beat the Eagles. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. It wouldn't shock me. It would not shock me, bro. It would be the least from shock. In fact, didn't the Commanders beat the Eagles last season?
Yeah, in prime time with Taylor freaking Heineke.
Okay.
Y'all don't got Taylor Heineke this year. Y'all should have kept him probably.
All right, I'm just saying we beat them last year. We can beat y'all again, man.
Yeah, well, let's just say y'all thought y'all were good because y'all beat a couple really, really broke-ass teams. And then y'all played a decent team, you know, and they mollywopped y'all. So
well, first off, we didn't play a decent team. We probably played one of the best teams in the league.
You just compared the Bills to the Dolphins, and you picked the Dolphins to go to the Super Bowl, but now they're decent.
Yeah, I mean a good team, like a good team. And that's what happens when y'all play good teams.
Let's not forget.
And y'all playing a good team on Sunday.
We beat the Cardinals, and the Cardinals is fresh off beating the Cowboys, and I don't think the Cardinals.
Bro, I don't think anyone here would straight face and say Cardinals are a good team, bro.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think the Cardinals. I watched the Cardinals now for 3 weeks, bro. I don't think they're as bad as people think they are. First of all, that defense is nice. That defense is legit, and let's not forget who you know who's coaching that defense.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, the same coach that took y'all to the Super Bowl last year is the defensive coordinator. All right, so their defense. Looking pretty legit. Josh Dobbs knows the offense, and he's played pretty well. That's another team. I wish we could have spoke about them a little bit. I think they're going to be a lot better than people can give them credit for. I don't think they're going to be tanking for Caleb like they. I think they're just waiting for Kyler to get back.
I wouldn't stick a fork in the Cardinals just yet. Yeah,
they look solid, and so you know I don't think that was a great win, but it wasn't horrible. Now the Broncos, on the other hand, that win wasn't shit. You know that win was fool's gold. But the Eagles, bro, I see some chinks in the Eagles' armor, bro. This ain't the Eagles team I seen last season, bro.
I think that's why. I mean, we talked about. I don't know if we talked about the best undefeated team and I think the Dolphins have been the most impressive undefeated team thus far. But I think that the most impressive undefeated team, in my opinion, has been the Eagles because they've been finding ways to win, and they haven't really played extremely great. I think they've shown weaknesses, and I think they've overcome weaknesses to win games, and that's
Bro,
what you need to do.
the most impressive undefeated team has easily been the 49ers, bruh. Easily been the 49ers. They don't look bad at anything right now. Like they don't look bad at anything right now. And I feel like they could play some better competition and they will at some point in the season, but they're clicking on all cylinders right now. They look like they're ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't even think Bosa not even really going yet because he had to wait for that money. So he hadn't even reached peak form yet, bro. Just wait till he reaches peak form. It's gonna be crazy. That team looks legit. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, my Super Bowl pick is looking real nice in the NFC.
Who your Super Bowl pick?
The 49ers.
Okay.
Smart.
You didn't say the Vikings?
Smart guy.
Nah, that was last year. Okay.
I mean, 49ers.
I said the Vikings this year. That shit looking horrible.
Sneaking up on tape. What's the Cardinals are really about? Do we have any more big games before we get to the culture topic? Do we got any more big games? Let me check the schedule real quick.
He's not even slick. He's trying to get his pick'ems right.
No. I'm checking the schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Let the record show the pick'ems are actually pretty tight this year.
Bro, it's the same guy that said don't overreact in 3 weeks. Then he wants to say let the record show the pick'em is pretty tight. The pick'em's always pretty tight 3 weeks in, buddy. Hey, newsflash, Scrub. Every single year we've done the pick'em, it's been pretty tight 3 weeks in. All right, but you know what? By about 10 weeks, the cream rises to the top. And the good mister is usually the cream, all right?
Yo.
Pause. Pause, bro.
Hey, bro. That was one of the wildest statements ever spoken. This show's been going strong for a while.
I caught it, man. It ain't wild if you catch it. All right?
You just caught the cream, so no, that's wild.
That's crazy.
Chill, bro.
Crazy.
Back off that, all right? Pause. Don't piggybacks off that. But all I'm saying is, through 3 weeks, the pick'em is always close, man. 10 weeks, it changes.
Nah, it got a different feeling this year.
Oh, it does.
Yo, we're off the rails now. We're off the rails now.
Nah, for real. For real though. Like, there's been some weeks where I'm like, oh shit, T picking crazy good this week, and then there's a couple weeks where I was like, damn, Roll picking crazy good this week. And there was a couple weeks where I was like, damn, I'm killing it this week. So I think the level of the playing field has been balanced.
Yeah, somehow the good mister is still on top. All right, pause. Somehow the good mister.
Yeah, you got it by like 1 or 2 games, bro.
Rome. I always got it by 1 or 2 games 3 weeks in. All right, that's how it always goes.
We'll see how this ends.
It takes time to build up, fellas.
We'll see how this goes, man.
Y'all know how this goes. We seen this story before, fellas. Y'all want the sequel? The good guys always win. All right, that's how the Avengers goes every movie. Every movie the Avengers win, man. Y'all know how this goes. Right. You a Marvel fan?
That was a much better metaphor than the cream rising to the top one. So I'll let you. We can edit that last one out. That was crazy.
Hey.
That was crazy. My apologies.
The NFL just announced the Super Bowl act for this year, and I think to many fans' delight, it's going to be Usher. How do you guys feel about Usher during the halftime of the Super Bowl?
All I'll say is for all the players that are playing in the game, hide your wife and keep her backstage or in the crowd. You know what I'm saying? Usher's reputation this year has been controversial. You know what I'm saying? So don't get caught slipping out here, dog. That's all I'm saying, bro. Actually, matter of fact, all people in attendance, you know what I'm saying? Just be wary, bro. This is Usher we're talking about here, bro. Like, your Super Bowl date might not be a Super Bowl date. At the end of the night, depending on how Usher's performance goes, bro. If Usher's performing and he call your girl up on the stage, bro, just go ahead and book your flight home.
Prop bet.
Hey,
Do we see Keke Palmer at the Super Bowl?
That was a good one.
I'll take the yes on that.
You're taking the over.
I'm gonna say I don't know. Damn, that's tough. Maybe I gotta feel it in the moment. That's a good one though. It's probably gonna be on the board.
Hey, all I know is if Travis Kelce isn't playing in the Super Bowl, but he's at the Super Bowl and Usher's performing, he better hold Taylor Swift real tight, and he better already have a ring in his pocket because we already know how Usher goes, bruh. Like if you ain't married and you at a show, he's about to look at you and your lady crazy. Like you got to get on that knee and propose right then and there at the Super Bowl. So if Travis ain't playing in the game, I wouldn't be too surprised if we see him holding on to Taylor Swift real tight during that performance.
What Super Bowl out this year?
That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Is it in Vegas?
You know what? I think it is.
That makes sense now while Usher's performing there.
It is. It is.
This man don't leave Vegas for real.
Man, y'all got this man Usher hyped up, man.
Hyped up. Yeah, he's got a lot of hype around him this year, to be honest.
If you get your girl snatched by a man to sing in falsetto, you got to look yourself in the mirror, man, and say, what could I do better? It don't got nothing to do with Usher, man. It don't got nothing to do with Usher.
Usher was on the radio talking about how he's still Mr. Don't Leave Your Girl Around Me and all this, bro. This man is a menace. This man is a menace, T. I'm trying to give the good warning to these people.
Y'all seen he tried to take Gabrielle Union and had second thoughts about D Wade. You seen that?
Yeah, he said I don't want no smoke and all. That's what I'm saying. My man is a menace.
He might
no problem with D Wade.
Definitely.
What you say, T?
Said he might have wanted D Wade.
Oh, yeah. Crazy.
That's terrible, man.
We in kinder, gentler times, man. You guys got to open your mind up a little bit.
Crazy, bro.
Might be onto something. I don't know.
Come on, man. Usher, D Wade, you know the cream gonna rise to the top.
Yo, chill, bro.
Crazy, bro. No, I'm excited for Usher to perform, though, bro. My man's got hits on hits on hits. I'm sure he'll bring out a ton of guests. The guests, that'll be something we'll speculate from now until it happens. But yeah, y'all think he'll have anybody pop up on stage with him?
Lil Jon, maybe.
I can see Lil Jon.
Yeah, I can see Lil Jon on that joint.
I'm pretty sure Usher will have some friends out there. I don't know. Lil Jon seems like a good one. That's a good prop bet. I could see Diddy.
Luda seems like a shoe-in.
Yeah. Has anybody noticed how the NFL's gone like exclusively black halftime act since they kicked Kaepernick out?
Yeah.
They got that deal. Didn't they do that deal with Jay-Z? That seems like part of this.
Yeah, Jay.
The only thing he's brought you brought you
brought you a black halftime performer, you know?
Yeah, congrats.
Tell the NFL we in stadiums too.
Hey, personally, I wouldn't mind if they got rid of the halftime show.
Whoa.
Yeah, show me the
That's a hot take.
Show me them kids playing football versus the mascots at halftime. All right, I'd rather see that.
I like the halftime show.
Yeah, I love the halftime show.
Yeah, I think it's a spectacle.
Doesn't move me. I'm just waiting for the game to come back on. All right, halftime show doesn't move me at all.
It doesn't move me, but it keeps people entertained. Sometimes people are very glued to that joint.
I mean, I think it depends on who's performing, man. I was definitely into it when
Rihanna that shit was lit.
Rihanna's shit was lit. Dr. Dre and Eminem and 50 and all them have me engaged. I mean, I think they've been better the last few years. Nothing's ever gonna top Timberlake and Janet Jackson though. So
I mean, I thought The Weeknd gave a decent show.
Yeah, he did.
Been like a bad one lately. I wonder, Rock Nation. I wonder if we see a Beyonce next.
You know what? Before we get out of here, if y'all could pick
the best one ever,
because Bryce got me thinking now. If you could pick who you had on the halftime show to perform, who would you pick?
Beyonce and Jay-Z.
Give me Mankind versus Undertaker. All right, that's what I want to see.
What are you talking about?
Show in a cage match. All right? I'm good on these. I'm
That'd
good on
be
these
crazy.
musical performances. Give me Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather at halftime. All right, let's get away from musical performance. Let's switch it up.
You want to up the entertainment ante? Honestly, a fight during halftime would kind of go crazy.
Just saying, bro. I'm tired of the same old.
Nah, matter of fact, you know who I want to see? I want to see Beyonce and Megan Thee Stallion.
Give me David Blaine at halftime. You know what I'm saying? Let's switch it up, bro. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of the status quo, man. I'm tired of the status quo.
Bro.
Let me see David Blaine try to hold his breath for 17 minutes.
David Blaine ain't got shit on Megan Thee Stallion, bro.
Each his own, man. I've seen enough of these poisoning of my community at halftime. All right, let's get something. Let's get some real entertainment, man. Give me bring back Siegfried and Roy. Bring them back, man. I don't know. Give me something else, man.
Siegfried and Roy. Nah, I mean, I don't know who I would want to see up there. I mean, Beyonce and Jay-Z is probably like top tier. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you could top that, to be honest with you.
I think they would be done. They'd be like I think they're angling for that. They couldn't just wham bam you right away because there's like, okay, we're in charge of this shit. Let's just perform. You know, but he's gonna put Beyonce in that joint eventually, and it's gonna be the most epic performance. Just like Beyonce performance at Coachella. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much like Coachella ain't been the same since then, bro.
Why must we be limited to a musical act at halftime, bro? Why can't I get I don't know, man. I need someone to start thinking outside the box,
man. The next Super Bowl 2025 is at the Superdome. Beyonce got some Louisiana roots.
Yeah, she's gonna be playing that Louisiana joint with the hot sauce. Mix that with that Creole with that Texas. You know what I'm saying? You know how the lyrics go.
Would you trade Swift for Christian Watson and Pacheco? My 4 running backs.
Bryce would, but I wouldn't. I like Swift. I think Swift gonna keep doing this thing.
Bro, what I trade? Wait, let me see.
I'm keeping Swift
for Christian Watson in one trade? Are you kidding me? Absolutely, I would, bro. This Swift, bro. Come on, bro. This is the
for Watson and Pacheco.
Yes, bro. I'm absolutely trading Swift for Watson and Pacheco.
Yeah, we got 2 players.
I can
tell you one thing for sure.
I don't trust Watson, but
nobody was asking you. All right, Rome, because they don't know your track record.
Oh my lord,
Rome is a wild dude, bro. Rome, we got to talk about that real quick before we get on. Rome, you a wild boy, bro. I mean, Michael Pittman for Breece Hall, hell nah, I wouldn't trade Michael Pittman for Breece Hall.
Nah, definitely keep Breece Hall.
I definitely keep Michael Pittman. You out of your mind? Give me Michael Pittman over Breece Hall.
Breece Hall not in a good spot this year.
Breece Hall's not in a good spot this year, but he's still going to end up getting touches because they can't go to where they're going.
I got a question. Would y'all trade Garrett Wilson for a 2nd-round pick in a dynasty league? That's all I want to know.
I wouldn't do it.
I
mean, I would trade a 2nd rounder in my. I would
easily trade a 2nd
the best part about Bleezy. Roman just lit a Bleezy, and he was like, "Accept."
You know what's crazy?
The best part about the trade is Wilson was on the trade block for however long, and then the trade goes through, and everybody's like, "I would have done this. I would have done that. I would have, could have done, would have."
You ain't specify you wanted a pick, bro.
I didn't know he was on the trade block. I ain't gonna lie, but. Bro, come on, bro. As a GM, you're supposed to shop that around. Somebody offered you a 2nd, you're supposed to try to get them for a 1st and a 2nd. You know,
that's easy. Yeah, that's easy.
But you assume he wasn't shopped around though. That's what I'm saying. You didn't even know he was on the trade block.
I didn't. I know he wasn't shopped around to me, so you didn't do your due diligence. All right, I would have trade over to shop him every damn team. All right, that's just how I go though.
Man, what are you going to tell that on into? Like that's what it comes down to. Can you flip that 2nd round into a generational talent?
You ain't gonna flip that 2nd round or anything better than.
Oh, I got a special guest. What are you doing up right now, bro?
He heard about
All
your ridiculous trade, and he's trying.
He come with the fantasy football advice.
He's like,
Pop.
"Look, Daddy,
Pop, what you thinking?
All right, let's go back to bed, man. We don't need no more of this fantasy slander.
I heard you were making bad trades, Daddy. I had to come and check on things."
Whoa, man. It's time to end this show, man. I'm done with this tonight. I'm done with this tonight.
Man. No, I would not trade Michael Pittman for Breece Hall. But outside of that, man, I think we had a good show. It's gonna be some good football this weekend. It's gonna be some good college football this weekend. It's gonna be some good fantasy football this weekend. So make sure
I got some closing thoughts.
And
if you're gonna get fleeced by anybody, get fleeced by strangers.
What's going on?
Yo, that statement, bro, that's not a safe statement to end the show on, bro. Don't.
It is. Because you get fleeced by a stranger, they never gonna talk about it ever again. It's like you get fleeced by your mans, they gonna be talking about it on the show every week, like on our fleece team.
Bro, don't worry about it. I was getting fleeced for years, and my team's looking good. So don't worry about it, man.
You did finally make it up out of Section 8. So I got to give you some credit for that. You moving on up like the Jeffersons, my boy. We'll see how long this lasts. All right, you might get evicted. You get evicted any week.
They always question me in the moment just to come back and be like, "You was on to something." So that's how it go.
Bring up Devin a chain from the taxi. That's all I know.
Devin a chain saved that man.
No,
that man different.
He's on my taxi. Didn't even play him.
But he had what you call it too though. You had Mostert.
Of course.
Yeah.
Both, baby. When you get a stud running back, you get the handcuff too.
I know one thing, man. It's not one fantasy football league y'all boys in with me that y'all want to play me. All right.
Oh, don't worry. The big league.
Yeah, all right. We've already made short work of you, buddy.
I'll tell you what.
Look, bookmark all this because Bryce is talking with his chest out, and we're 3 weeks in. We're 3 weeks into the fantasy. We're 3 weeks into the gas pick'em and all that. So keep that big smile on there and talking about the cream rising. We'll see what really rises come the end of the season.
I'll say this though,
Commander Coleman, I'm not worried about you either, sir. We made short work of you as well.
I'll say this though, one last thing on Rome though. I can't wait to see who you pick in the second round next year, bro. Like that motherfucker better be a life-changing player, bro.
I know he gonna get a random tight end or some shit.
You say that like Garrett Wilson was a life-changing player.
Bro, Garrett Wilson, one of the best young receivers in the league, bro. This is not a 1-year thing, bro. This 10 years from now, Garrett Wilson is still gonna be one of the best receivers in the league, bro.
And me trading him off is me projecting his 10-year future as something that I can get back in the second round next year.
Okay.
I know you were all in on the Jets. You feel like Aaron Rodgers is their savior. My man messed up his ankle. You still believe he could come back and somehow save this franchise who hasn't had a quarterback since Joe Namath. I'm pretty sure none of us were born when Joe was playing. So, my faith in the Jets organization is zero.
I mean, you don't have to have much faith. I mean, the dude's been balling. Even he did pretty good, even with despite Zach Wilson being the quarterback, in my opinion. So.
I mean, according to this guy I know named Scruff, the quarterback and the receiver go hand in hand.
This guy knows
They do.
Hey, man. Y'all know how we ended, man. The same way we always ended. Sports for the culture.